I just don't think that a $400 million plan is going to change Trump's analysis on this, especially when it's coming from a party that isn't exactly fully invested in the emancipation of Palestinians. Definitely more sympathetic to the Palestinian plight as opposed to the rest of the Gulf leadership, but still.
Are you willing to hand over all the hostages to bring an end to the bloodshed?
We have said it for all the mediators and for the Americans. We are ready to hand over all the prisoners immediately if we can be sure that this will lead.
Yo, I can't believe this terrorist is interviewing. I can't believe this terrorist supporter is interviewing a terrorist. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
To an end of this war, and first and foremost to allow the humanitarian aid to get into Gaza. If these two conditions are fulfilled, again, to allow aid to get into Gaza and to reach an end, to guarantee an end of this war or genocide, yes, we are ready to hand over all the prisoners.
Are you telling the Americans this directly now?
Yes.
What are you saying to them? That are you getting, or do you get a sense that you're getting a positive response from them?
We have told them these.
I do want to maintain my skepticism. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe this heel turn, this new permission structure that has been adopted by Western press to more critically examine Israel's actions is actually done for a solving this and ending this genocide. I think that there is something way more nefarious. I'm sorry, I do not trust Donald Trump. I do not think that Donald Trump actually gives a single fuck about the Palestinians, and I think he is definitely still invested in taking the war directly to Iran. And I think that this is all just a sham. Okay, that's what I think. I think that a lot of what's going on is a breath of fresh air for a lot of journalists who I do think genuinely wanted to cover Israel with a more critical lens. From everything that I've seen from my journalist friends who work at legacy publishers, who work in mainstream media, a lot of people see the exact same things that you see, but they are completely locked down through editorial control, and they have this inability. So this is a moment of permission, an allowance for the media to critically describe what Israel is doing in a way that they haven't for the past year and a half, almost 2 years is going to be. And the reality of the matter is, I think all of that is gearing up for something incredibly nefarious. We will know by the end of Trump's Middle East tour, okay? But with all the reports of troops amassing at the Gaza border and the calls for escalation, I do not believe, and Israel's bombing campaigns escalating in intensity, okay, with its targets getting more and more ridiculous, the critical coverage from Western press aside, feels to me like there's two options here. Either Benjamin Netanyahu is trying to get as much bombing out of the way before he inevitably has to engage in a ceasefire, which would be the best possible option, or he is going to go back in and reduce Gaza to rubble and engage in the permanent occupation of the Gaza Strip with ethnic displacement coming for the Palestinians, a final solution, if you will. And Donald Trump is going to turn around and say, oh, well, these guys are October 7. They did October 7. They're all rapist barbarians. Trusting the Trump administration to do the right thing in this situation is, unfortunately, the last-ditch effort from Hamas. They have no other options, so they're basically doing a Hail Mary, okay? A Hail Muhammad, if you will, on relying on Trump being honest when he is an incredibly dishonest person. The bombing of the Gaza Strip has been ongoing for 3 hours without pause with unprecedented intensity, as if it's the first day of the war. Explosions shake the ground, smoke fills the sky, and the scene brings back memories of those early days we thought had passed. Gaza is bleeding once again, and the world continues to merely watch. You mean Fatima? Okay, sure. I just don't think that a $400 million plan is going to change Trump's analysis on this, especially when it's coming from a party that isn't exactly fully invested in the emancipation of Palestinians. Definitely more sympathetic to the Palestinian plight as opposed to the rest of the Gulf leadership, but still.
Proposal or comprehensive approach, one shot prisoner exchange.
Your hate for Trump is blinding you. You need to have more faith in the resistance. Don't act like the resistance is stupid. You can talk shit about Trump all you want, but if the resistance believes this is the best option, I will not doubt them. Hamas isn't powerless. They aren't nobodies. Chatter, I have no faith in America. Okay? It's not about Donald Trump. I have no faith in America, and I have eyes and I have ears, and I don't rely on artificial intelligence to do my critical thinking for me. And for that reason, I can see the intensity of the bombing campaigns that have been taking place in the backdrop of this Middle Eastern wheeling and dealing that Trump is engaging in with all of the Gulf leadership. If they actually had the capacity to grease the wheels hard enough, Trump would have made a phone call to Benjamin Netanyahu by now. Benjamin Netanyahu does not act without American go-ahead. I think people are, once again, failing to recognize the true dynamic here. Okay? Israel and Israeli envoys can dupe dumbass Americans into believing that their incredibly violent actions are the best course of operation here. But at the end of the day, whatever America says goes. If America said on day you're not going to drop another goddamn bomb on Gaza, Benjamin Netanyahu would go, yes, sir, I'm so sorry about this, and then be done with it. Okay? That's it.
Ending the war, total withdrawal of the...
Isn't Israel considered one of the greatest security threats, top U.S. intel threats? Yes, it is. But it gets to still be America's most important ally while also being a major security threat because of its strategic positioning. That's it. America thinks Israel is the most valuable country in the region in terms of regional domination.
The Israeli forces.
Anyway, let's listen to what this guy is saying.
Of Gaza Strip without forceful immigration, through the mediators and directly through some persons in the U.S. administrations. Sometimes we received a positive response. In other cases, I don't know why, but maybe under the pressure of the Zionist lobby in the American administration, we got more or less negative response.
So even today, President Trump has said the following, that he would like to see the United States take Gaza. He's said this multiple times now, to provide safety for Palestinians, maybe in Gaza, maybe outside of Gaza, and that Hamas needs to be dealt with. Is this the message that those who are talking to you at the moment from within the administration are conveying back to you?
I think, first of all, Gaza is belonging to the Palestinians. And Palestinians is the only party who can decide for Gaza and for the future of Gazans. No one, neither in the region or outside the region, who can decide for the Palestinians what to do or what not to do. And we believe in our homeland, and we are committed to this homeland, and we are ready to pay all the prices to defend our homeland and to also to build a better future for our children on our way. We are not in a market to sell Gaza or not to sell Gaza.
We're seeing demonstrations in Gaza. We're seeing people frustrated after 19 months of conflict that Hamas has brought on them.
Yes, I respect all people who are going to the street to say yes for Hamas or no for Hamas, because we have seen half of the Israeli population in the streets against Netanyahu. We are still seeing hundreds.
I agree with you on Miss Rachel at first, but just now, my 3-year-old was watching her teach him sign language. And the next thing I know, he's telling me about how Hitler has some very beneficial policies. Now I'm wondering what else the right is correct about. Yeah, Miss Rachel taught. Miss Rachel is doing teaching my 3-year-old dog whistles. Okay, stop. I'm trying to be serious while I'm listening to you. Hid your midriff? Yes, I did, because I'm fat.
Hundreds of thousands of people demonstrating against Trump president. We don't see that we are representing all Palestinians. We believe that we are still representing a vast majority of Palestinians.
But if we go to the heart and the core of what has caused this latest devastation on the Palestinian people, 19, 20 months ago.
The occupation since 75 years is the cause of all this devastation.
But October 7 of this current devastation,
it is not October 7.
60,000.
This is why people actually won't call her a terrorism supporter, because she's trying to debate Lord reality with a victim of Israel's apartheid. Okay, it's akin to bringing up a leader of, like, I don't know, slave revolts, and calling to question the efficacy of the Nat Turner rebellion. Okay, to be like, well, you guys did a lot of violent stuff, and he's like, okay, 400 years of chattel slavery. Well, not 400 at that point, but, like, you know what I mean? It's like having leadership that worked to resist against Nazis during the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, and then calling into question their methods and literally debating them to be like, okay, sorry, I saw a Nazi dog whistle in the chat, immediately had to clap. Yeah. On Nakba Day too, yeah. Don't you think Nazi Germany has a right to defend itself after the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising?
People dead as a result of
because
October
we have
7.
October 6, a lot of Palestinians were killed. We have before October 6.
60,000 people in the space of 20 months.
Okay, between 2000 and
And that is
2023.
because of October 7. And
No.
Oh my God. That is because of October 7. Israel is a natural force, an unstoppable. Israel's a typhoon. Okay? Israel is the Alpha and the Omega. They are everything and nothing all at once. Israel is an immovable object. It's because of October 7 that Israel had to kill 60,000 Palestinians, many of which were women and children. You don't understand. No, the fuck it wasn't. What do you mean? Why is Israel all of a sudden not a nation state that is directed by people with this exterminationist motivation? She's well informed on this. I don't know why she feels the need to do this. You can't do this. You can't interview Hamas without fucking asking Hamas to condemn Hamas. Let's be real. It's so fucking stupid. It's so disrespectful. It's so insane. Okay? Straight up. This isn't journalism. It's propaganda. Doing this to an Israeli official is journalism, because Israel holds all the power. Israel is the foreign ally here. Israel's supposed to be a fucking democracy. Okay? Israel is the apartheid state. It is the party that is so consistently in the wrong, okay, throughout fucking history. What are we talking about? It's a settler colonial apartheid state that is conducting a fucking genocide. Turning around and being like, well, you brought this genocide about to your own population is a way to move the responsibility away from the fucking genocidaires. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Are you insane? Israel's the one that's fucking doing the genocide. What do you mean? Fuck me.
Israelis say they will not stop until their hostages are released, until Hamas disarms itself and says that it no longer wishes to be the governing power.
Why not? First of all, again, as occupied people, we have all the right to resist the occupation by all means, including armed resistance.
So you won't disarm?
Let me continue. If you ask someone to be disarmed, it has to be the Israelis who have all the power, the chemical power, the nuclear power, the biological power, and all the support from the West, including the Americans, to destroy the Palestinian life, like what we have seen along the 17 months.
That you still have 50 or so of their hostages that you haven't released, and it is in your gift.
This guy. No, but if you want to really read history, then it goes back more than 2,000 years. Brother, if you go back more than 2,000 years, you will recognize that the Palestinians that are being fucking slaughtered right now are actually the fucking ancestors of the people that now live in Israel proper. The fuck do you mean go back 2,000 years? These are not like unique individuals, okay? Okay, go back 2,000 years. Who gives a fuck? Those are the people that remained in the region. Some of them converted to Christianity, and some of them reverted to Islam after. But, okay, they're their fucking ancestors then. They are the indigenous population there. What an incredibly stupid fucking attitude to have. By your logic, USA has done bad stuff. People have a right to gun down Americans, and that American can be Hassan as well. Wow, that's crazy. If only I had actually said that. I never said that. It's the same principle behind fucking 9/11. The act in and of itself is brought about due to America's arming and training and radicalizing of the Mujahideen. But of course, the act in and of itself is an act of terror where 3,000 civilians fucking got slaughtered in the Twin Towers. Okay? I don't think it's appropriate or good, you dumb fuck. And the same thing goes for October 7 either. But if you want to actually resolve conflict, if you want to make sure that there is no October 7 that happens ever again, you have two options. You either ethnically cleanse the entire Palestinian population, which I'm sure you are actually on board with, no matter how much you fucking say that's not the case. Then why do you want to go to 80 years ago? Wait, so you agree with me that Israel's slaughtering its own ancestors now? Is that what you're saying? The fuck do you mean? Why do I want to go 80 years ago? Because that's when the Nakba happened. Or not 80 years ago, 76 years ago? Fuck, nope. 77 years ago is when the Nakba happened. Your inability to comprehend my argument isn't my problem. No, actually, I would say the same to you. I understand the most common and perhaps one of the most idiotic arguments that Israel defenders like to present, where they go, well, if you go back 2,000 years ago, if you go back 3,000 years ago, Jews were there, actually, historically. Okay. And the ones that were Jews then converted to Christianity and stayed there. And then they converted to fucking Islam. Some of those guys are still there. Those are the ancestors. And quit calling others idiot when you don't know the other person's view. I know your fucking worldview. You are a disgusting little repulsive Nazi freak for trying to justify ongoing genocide by saying, well, 3,000 years ago, Jews were there. Okay, dude. What a fucking idiotic argument. How is this even, like, how is this even remotely appropriate? Okay, well, you know, Russia has a right to ethnically cleanse the entirety of Ukraine, I guess. You know, you don't even have to go back fucking 3,000 years to name calling classic libtard argument. You are the reason why anti-Semitism is skyrocketing. I hope you understand that, okay? You are the reason. It's people like you that are so repulsive and unironically project every step of the fucking way where they go, oh, your inability to comprehend my argument. You are the reason. You are literally creating a fresh crop of fucking neo-Nazis who not only don't like Israel, but they also don't like Jews, okay? You are the fucking reason. Immediately going back to fucking cry bullying, like immediately. Also, if you go back more than 2,000 years, you arrive at evolution. I know, it's just fucking so stupid. Very relevant short interview about 2,000 years ago. What?
This is a very good question, and I will be told you a nice story about it. I can speak Hebrew better than English, and I have that he is passing from here much time. And each time he is passing, he say hi. Who is it saying hi? You say hi. A day he been standing outside, and he is asked me, can we talk to him?
I think that chatter was drawing a comparison between Palestinians and Native Americans. No, he was trying to draw a comparison. At first, he was trying to draw a comparison between Palestinians and Native Americans, and then he quickly substituted that to make a comparison between Native Americans and Israelis. Okay? That's the problem is he's not invested in like actually arriving at the truth. Okay? No wonder the majority of the population disagrees with you. You think the majority of the population, wait, you think the majority of the population is pro-Israel? How fucking delusional are you? You mean the majority of Congress, maybe? That's it. Israelis were natives too? No, the fuck they aren't. The current Israelis, if you want to consider natives, okay, the current Israelis are not fucking natives. It started with a settler colonial operation by, oh my God. It started with a settler colonial operation after the Balfour Declaration, okay? It was a violent enterprise through and through. The idea that they were fucking natives at that point is ridiculous. Then words don't mean anything, okay? They are settler occupiers. You keep trying to go, they were driven off. Okay, and the ones that remained are the ones Israel is killing. Who is more native to the land then? The Palestinians are, both by way of living there at the inception of the Israeli nation state, which happened with ethnic cleansing and forcible displacement of 750,000 Palestinians from their ancestral homes to be brought into Gaza, which 70% of the fucking Gazan population is literally from 40 miles away from Gaza inside of Israel proper for that fucking reason, okay? The idea that you want to go back to 3,000 years while also simultaneously refusing to recognize that the ones that remained literally are still the ancestral Jews that you are talking about is so fucking stupid. First, I kick you out of your house of my kids, and then your kids come back because your kids moved out. What? You're describing the concept of what Israel did to the Palestinians right now. How are you so fucking oblivious to the reality? What do you mean? Classic fucking Hosberist, dude. Classic Hosberist. Jews were driven out by who? The Palestinians? No, they were the Jews at that point, okay? The ones that fucking remained. This is the same moronic talking point where it's like, well, the Holocaust happened. What were the Jews supposed to do? I don't know. Don't do fucking ethnic cleansing to a totally random group of indigenous people that didn't deserve it. Don't you think that's a little inappropriate? You fucking freak. Everyone, everything that has happened to Jewish people, okay, historic atrocities that took place against Jewish people, all of that is now in service of Israel doing ethnic cleansing to the fucking Palestinians. Like, how does this work? I'm talking about the Ottoman. You think the Ottoman drove out the Jews? Are you fucking stupid? Oh my God. Okay. Dude, you don't know anything. I don't know how to have a fucking normal conversation with you. You are so stupid. The Ottoman drove Jews off the... Go ask Grok if the opposite is correct, and the truth will shock you. It's the other way around, you fucking moron. Christians drove Jews off from Europe to the Ottoman Empire, which was seen as a safe haven at the time. Pre-Balfour Declaration, the Jews that lived in the MENA region and the entirety of the Levant were there under the protectorate of the Ottoman Empire. They were welcomed into the Ottoman Empire. You are wrong. You are just entirely wrong. You are such a fucking Eurocuck, which once again reconfirms the entire Western-backed settler colonial enterprise that plays a formative role in building out Zionism. The notion that it's actually not the Christians that did historic pogroms, including the fucking Holocaust, and it's actually somehow the responsibility of the fucking Arabs that did not partake in this at all. As a matter of fact, 11,000 Palestinians died during World War II fighting against Nazi Germany. Grok agrees with you. We're not doing this, even as a joke. I'm not even going to entertain it. Stop. I jokingly referred to it, but...
It is in your power to release them. If Hamas hands the hostages over, if they disarm and they, basically disappear from Gaza, they will end this conflict. Is that something that Hamas is willing to do?
We are ready to go for one session to release all the captured Israelis and in return to get some of our prisoners, but with the guarantees that we are going to reach an end of this war, total withdrawal of the Israeli forces.
If the Americans ask you to disarm, step away from power, you are willing to do this tomorrow, including handing over all of the hostages?
To hand over the government in the Gaza Strip, we have said it already months before, that we are ready to go for any solution accepted by all Palestinians and to hand over the...
But if the Americans ask you?
Even, we have also told the Americans, we are ready to
it's so crazy. Oh, are you ready to fucking release all the hostages? Yeah, no shit. Yeah, they have been. They've said it a million times over. They said it on 39 separate occasions. Like a couple months ago, it was 39. I don't know how many times it's been since then. Benjamin Netanyahu, on the other hand, as recently as last week, was like, yeah, even if they release all the hostages, we're not ending this war. We want to fucking eradicate this strip. What? This whole chat on a watch list. Well, you're in the chat.
Again, to hand over the government immediately if we reach an end of this war. And we have accepted, by the way, the Egyptian proposal, which is talking about forming a Palestinian and independent, non-affiliated body, politically non-affiliated body, to run Gaza Strip. But when it comes to disarmament, I think, yes, we are ready to be disarmed. In one case, we have our independent, self-sovereign state. If we can get it peacefully, politically, based on international rules and regulations and law, yes, we are ready to do it. But Again, this will happen only when we have our independent self-sovereign state. Before that, as long as we are still occupied people.
Wait, y'all, I just got asked if I'm familiar and trust Hassan in a YouGov survey among other right-winger streamers and assorted media personalities. Holy shit. Kai Cenat was a trusted media personality amongst like Theo Von and shit. The list, this was the list: Jordan Peterson, Aiden Ross, The Rock, Elon, Theo Von, Ben Shapiro, Hassan, Charlie Kirk, Kanye, Kai Cenat, Trevor Noah, Dr. Umar Johnson, Charlemagne, Logan Paul, Joe Rogan, Sneeko, Speed, KSI, Mark Cuban, John Cena, Andrew Tate, Tony Hinchcliffe, Dean Withers, Mr. Beast, Jake Paul, LeJuan James, Carlos Eduardo Espina, and Christian Maldonado.
We have all the right to continue defending our people and resisting the occupation with all means, including armed resistance.
Do you have faith in the American teams and delegation that you're talking to, that they too want to achieve an end to the conflict and be able to negotiate between the two sides?
I believe that President Trump has done a lot of work and hard work in different areas in this region and outside the region. We have seen it in Ukraine, we have seen it in Syria, we have seen it in Yemen. And by adopting negotiations with Iran to solve this conflict, to de-escalate the tensions everywhere and...
Wait. All sides influencer bias. Rating based on online content only. Ratings do not reflect accuracy or credibility. They reflect perspectives only. On the left, we have Mary L. Trump, Nicholas Kristof, Paul Krugman, Ezra Klein, David Hogg, Cornel Wells, Anna Marie Cox, and Hassan Abi. Yeah, me and Ezra Klein. And Jeff Tiedrick, foremost leftist.
To reach a more peaceful world. I think this is what is motivating us to continue contacting the American administration, regardless of the team, because we believe that he has done it and he can do it. And I think President Trump has the capability and the will to reach this peaceful situation.
Fuck.